Welcome back everybody to this week's video. So today we are going to be making a pedestal bowl out of two woods, the first one being ash and the second one beech. So the first thing we are doing here is we are making a tenon. There we go, we're just marking it out with the pencil. Alright, so we've got the camera into position, the lathe turned on, and we're going to start by turning it to shape. The first tool we're using is the mid-size finisher from Easy Wood Tools. So we're just flattening off the bottom, and we're going to kind of give it an undercut to start off with, leaving the sides very flat and straight. All become very clear a little bit later on with the shape that we're going for. There we go, going right up to the tenon. The tenon will be sitting in the recess for the foot a bit later on. There we go, just flattening out the side there. And working back to the bottom of the bowl and taking out a bit more. Getting that bowl shape. There we go, now we've changed to the mid-size rougher and we're going to refine that tenon. There you go. Alright, so I've already done most of the sanding, so we're just going to sand up to 400 grit here with cling spore abrasives. There we go. Some methylated spirits or denatured alcohol just to clean out the grain. Some Hampshire Sheen Wax sanding sealer. And some Yorkshire Grit abrasive paste. So you wipe this all over until you have a clean paper towel and you have the equivalent of around about 1000 grit. There you go, wipe it all over, you can feel the abrasive breaking down and doing its job. Here we go, couple of final wipes there. And then we can move on to the next step. And that is some Hampshire Sheen Gloss Finishing Wax. So you wipe this all over, and then you wait for the solvents to evaporate. You turn your lathe up to about 1000 to 1200, and then you use your fingertips and then just build up that heat and buff it in. You don't want to push too hard, you don't want to wipe off any wax that you've just put on. And there you go. Alright, so we've got it turned around in the chuck now. and we're going to start by turning the top. So we've got the mid-size finisher here just to flatten it off. And now we're going to go around the sides and kind of match the same shape as the bottom or the underside. And of course I had to get some shavings on the lens, but don't worry, they will go. And now we switch to the number 1 hollower. Clean it all out. This is the mid-size finisher. Now, just take out any ridges that might have happened. A few final passes, and there you go. Just checking that wall thickness. And we're good. Alright, once again, already done most of the sanding, so we're going to do a little bit more with the final grit. You should hit me with the splash gun, so I cool down. Won't you come on over? We can party till the sun's down. Baby, let me buy you a drink while we're there you go. Once again, clean that grain with some methylated spirits or denatured alcohol. Some sanding sealer. Some Yorkshire Grit abrasive paste. Exactly the same as before. Wipe it all over till you have a clean paper towel and you have the equivalent of around about 1,000 grit. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run. There we go. Final wipe. You know I wanna share it with you. Faces going boom boom. There you go. And some Hampshire Sheen finishing wax. Also exactly the same as before. Wipe it all over, get nice even coverage, turn the lathe up to about 1,000 to 1,200 and then build up that heat by buffing it in. Remember not to push too hard, you don't want to wipe off any wax that you just put on. There you go. Alright, so now we're going to turn to the base, which is a piece of beech. So we're using the mid-size finisher to just quickly rough it out. Switch to the rougher to make a tenon. So we can hold it in the chuck, and here is the detailer to match the angles of the jaws of the chuck. And back to the rougher to take it down to its final shape or final dimensions. Alright, so now we have it burnt round and in the chuck now. And we're going to use the rougher to flatten off the top. And because there was a bit of a flat spot, we took that off as well. And there you go. Alright, so now we are going to mark out for the recess where the bottom of the bowl is going to go, and now we're going to make it in the detailer. And clean it out with the #1 hollower. Flatten everything off with the mid-size rougher. Alright, so now we're going to take that tailstock away. No, the tool rest I should say. Give it a quick check. Now we need to take a little bit more off. There we go. Give it another quick check. There we go. And that's good. So we're going to bring that tool rest back up. Now we're going to start the shaping process. First things first is we're going to flatten everything off. And then give the top a bit of a dome. Then we're going to change camera angles and we're going to start the rest of the shaping with the #1 hollower. Here is the detailer, just so it can define that that detail in the middle. And back to the #1 hollower. There's the detailer again. We decided to take down that detail in the middle. Thought it came out a bit too much, so we took a little bit down a bit. There we go, and here is the parting tool. So we're just going to take that in a bit. Not going to part it right off though. There you go. Alright, so now we're going to do some sanding. This is a 400 grit here.
You're glowing in the dark, glowing in the dark, yeah, you're glowing in the dark.
There we go. Give it a clean with some methylated spirits or denatured alcohol.
Can't stop looking at you, you're like a firefly. Guide me out of the woods now. Oh, I think I lost my way, but got you to help me back. Tell me what I should do now. Every time I'm feeling.
And now some Hampshire Sheen Black Intrinsic colours.
Your light is shining bright on me. Got no reason to be afraid. You're glowing in the dark. You're glowing in the dark. Glowing in the dark. I feel it in my heart. You're glowing in the dark. Glowing in the dark, yeah, you're glowing in the dark.
There you go. So I didn't show parting it off, but what I am going to show is how to clean up the bottom. So I've got it mounted in the chuck, and I'm just going to give it a slight undercut here so it sits flat on the table. The first tool we've got is the #1 hollower. I also didn't show sanding it all up. I thought you've seen enough sanding throughout this video. And then I get rid of the little nubbin using the mid-size micro detailer. There it is. Here are some pictures. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video. Please don't forget, hit that thumbs up, click the subscribe button, show your friends, show your family, show your enemies if you like. And if you want to see any more of my videos, click them links on the right hand side. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.